we have to speak truth. Racism is real in this country. It was before he was elected. It will be after. Anti-Semitism, homophobia, transphobia, Islamophobia. These issues are real in our country, and we have to speak truth about it. And certainly, we must point out and never condone anyone who uses their power in a way that fans it.
Terrorist attack in El Paso was motivated in part by the president constantly warning of invasions and infestations and predators and Mexican immigrants who he described as rapists and criminals, though we know they commit crimes at a far lower rate than those who are born in this country. He's changing the conversation, and if we allow him to do that, then we will never be able to focus on the true problems of which he is a part.
If we have racism in our country, and we are all in this together, and we believe that injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, what are you doing about that injustice? It's not enough to say I'm not a racist in America. If racism exists, you need to be anti-racist.
And we need to be much more aggressive than the Trump administration has in going after those people. So I am a strong civil libertarian. But on the other hand, I want to make sure that we do not see the rise of neo-fascism in this country, and that we understand that those white nationalists are, in fact, when they get involved in violence, they are terrorists, and they should be treated as terrorists.
And it's funny how the left, all the Democrats and liberals, for years now, have been calling out about systemic white racism in America, and how they've been pointing the finger at President Trump and us people on the right, or anybody that basically doesn't agree with them. But now some breaking news is coming out as of yesterday, and I don't know if anybody's heard. I mean, even I will blame myself for not listening to the news conference that Kash Patel put out, but when I found out more information today, he basically was saying that they've been investigating the Southern Poverty Law Center, okay, and they have been paying, get this people, they have been paying white supremacist groups and the KKK and other supposed neo-Nazi groups and white supremacist groups to basically perpetrate this so-called white racism, white systemic racism, white hate in America, while the whole time pointed the finger at President Trump and his supporters, saying that we're the ones, okay, that we're the ones that are racist, we're the ones that are instigating all this, we're the ones that are the problem. But like I always say, the truth is always going to come out, and when it comes to the Democrats, and I haven't said it in a while, but I'm going to start repeating it again, they always contradict themselves. They always shoot themselves in the foot. Okay? They basically eat themselves. We got some stuff to cover, people. If you haven't heard from it or heard about it, you're going to hear what's going on right now. Here we go.
In total, according to the indictment, between 2014 and 2023, SPLC paid at least $3 million to 8 individuals at least. These individuals were affiliated with the Ku Klux Klan, United Klans of America, National Socialist Movement, Aryan Nations affiliated Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, the Nationalist Socialist Party of America, Nazis, and the American Front. Now, as the indictment lays out, after SPLC paid members of these extremist groups, it created work product that reported on these activities that the members participated in or contributed to. And to that end, it was doing the exact opposite of what it's told its donors it was doing. Not dismantling extremism, but funding it. To carry out this scheme, SPLC created bank accounts in the name of at least 5 completely fictitious organizations that had no bona fide employees or legitimate business purpose. The money was passed from SPLC to one sham account to a second sham account, and then loaded onto prepaid cards to give to the members of the extremist groups. This was designed to shield the source of those funds, and because of this, SPLC is also charged with one count, as I said earlier, of conspiracy to commit money laundering. In conclusion, I want to thank the acting U.S. Attorney in the Middle District of Alabama, Kevin Davidson, who's in his district right now and not able to be with us, for bringing this important case, along with the FBI team in Alabama for their hard work during this investigation. This investigation is ongoing, and I'd like to ask Director Patel to say a few words as well.
So, people, how do you like that? I'm going to show some more. Trust me, I'm going to show some more. And we're going to see how the left, they're basically crashing out on this, because now all of a sudden, oh, we got nothing to do with it. This is absurd. This is BS. They're just reaching for anything. They're trying to set up the SPLC and yada, yada, yada. And of course, I mean, it's just the Democrats' part of their playbook. Okay? Once again, they got busted. Now, listen, I'm not saying that any Democratic officials were involved. Obviously, they're talking about the Southern Poverty Law Center. But why would you come out and try to back them up? And that's because the Democrats, okay, they basically support the Southern Poverty Law Center. That is one of their go-tos. Every time they feel that somebody is a threat, be it that they want to censor them, in my opinion, when it comes to words, video, social media platforms, whatever the case is, anything that's hurtful to the left, they'll always go to the Southern Poverty Law Center and say, we got to investigate this group and that group and this group and that group. While the whole time, they're paying off, okay, all these racist groups and still pointing the finger. If anybody remembers back in Trump's first term, when they had that whole candlelight vigil, that they said that there was some neo-Nazis that showed up, okay, and Trump made the comment that there was good people on both sides, left and right, that came, and there was bad agitators that were in those crowds on both sides, left and right. That wasn't good enough. That was not good enough for the Democrats. No, you're part of it. You support them, this, and that. And Trump has said many, many, many times that he's not racist, and he wants nothing to do with any extremist, racist groups, whatever the case is. But they keep pushing that narrative and pushing that narrative. And now this one organization that's supposed to be the mothership of finding out which groups are bad and who people in America need to look out for, and they're always pushing out the same mantra, just like people on the left, about the white systemic racism. They're caught with their pants down, paying off these so-called white supremacists, KKK members, whatever the case is. I've been saying it for the longest, and so many people have been saying it. The Democrats, the liberals, the left, all these organizations, they want nothing more than to use people, and it's always under the guise of racism. And yet they're the ones perpetrating the racism.
Thank you, General Blanche. What we're here today is to announce what the General just told you. The Southern Poverty Law Center, in a massive, sweeping indictment, has been charged with allegations of fraud and using the banking system to perpetrate that fraud. I just want to talk about a couple brief things here. The Southern Poverty Law Center themselves advertise to raise money to dismantle violent extremist groups for a period of at least a decade. They use their donor network to raise money to purportedly dismantle violent extremist groups. However, the SPLC, the Southern Poverty Law Center, used the money they raised from their donor network to actually pay the leadership of these very groups. I just want to say that again. They used the fraudulently raised money by lying to their donor network, thousands of Americans, to go ahead and actually pay the leadership of these supposed violent extremist groups. The groups, as the General laid out, include the Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite to Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club, and the National Socialist Party of America, and also the American Front. In at least one of these matters, our investigation revealed that funds were used to facilitate the commission of further state and federal offenses, totaling over $3 million. Furthermore, our investigation revealed that the Southern Poverty Law Center, on top of perpetuating this widespread, decade-long, multi-million-dollar fraud, conducted more criminal activity. They attempted to hide their criminal activity from our financial banking network. They set up shell companies and entities around America so that the financial institutions that we rely on as everyday Americans were deceived in believing that money was not coming from the Southern Poverty Law Center in the perpetration of this scheme and fraud, but rather fictitious entities they stood up to perpetuate this ongoing fraud.
Unreal.
This is a serious and egregious violation of a group that purported to dismantle violent extremist groups, but in turn actually only fueled the hatred. This is an important case brought by President Trump's administration. We're thankful for the president for his leadership and funding of not just the FBI and DOJ, but his commitment to go out there and wipe out fraud and conspiracy and waste and abuse wherever it occurs, including the Southern Poverty Law Center. Even though this money was made to appear to be coming from legitimate people and legitimate entities, we at the FBI, with our great partners at the Department of Justice and in the state of Alabama, were able to comb through a decade worth of material, a scheme that took a decade to build, so that we were able to follow the money, because money never lies, and they got caught. As the Attorney General said, these charges are varying, they are widespread and wide-ranging, and this investigation is very much ongoing. Today we're here to announce the charges of the Southern Poverty Law Center, and this investigation and the individuals who are responsible will be brought to justice. Thank you, General.
Wow. I tell you, people, you know, I want to say that I'm surprised, but at the same time, I'm actually not surprised. I mean, so many people, it doesn't matter on what side, left or right, because even people on the left that have been walking away, or that they don't necessarily vote Republican, they'll stay in the middle. Even they've said that the Democrats, okay, and a lot of these organizations do nothing more than just hurt communities, okay? Be it white communities, black communities, Latino communities, it doesn't matter. They use them, and when they get what they want, then they move on to the next one, or they move on to the next scheme, or they move on to the next, how can I say, the next tragedy, or whatever the case is. Okay? It is just so baffling how they can do something like this. This organization, how they can perpetrate this fraud and put so many people's innocent lives at stake. This is why when it comes to like Antifa and BLM, and you'll hear people on the left, political officials come out and say like Antifa doesn't exist, that's just an idea, okay? And Black Lives Matter, because it really does, and all black people are under attack, and nobody's paying attention. But when you look at what's going on in the background, they're the ones perpetrating all this. They're the ones perpetrating the hate. They're the ones perpetrating the crime. They're the ones perpetrating the fraud and the schemes. But they want to go and point the finger at everybody else, and it's just a matter of time, like I said before, okay, that they contradict themselves, they wind up eating themselves, that the truth winds up coming out with them. Because they get too emboldened, they get too brazen, they think that they're untouchable, they think that everything's going to be hidden, and they're not understanding that the second time around, when President Trump came out and said that he was going to investigate fraud, he was going to start bringing people to justice, that's exactly what he's doing. But now you have people on the left saying, oh, this is all politically motivated, that all of a sudden this has come out. You know, this is not something that comes out overnight. You don't put this, you don't hash this together overnight and come out and say, you know what, this is going to work tomorrow. That's not how it goes. Okay? What they weren't banking on was that President Trump was going to have he was going to get rid of so many people in all these intel agencies and put in his own people, and they're going to start uncovering stuff. And if I have to be honest, I truly believe if they really dig deep, and if they're going to keep digging, I truly believe there's going to be some political officials' names coming out. Okay? And rightly so. I mean, this is why I said that when it comes to like this whole blood sacrifice thing that the left engages on, they serve an overlord that needs to be fed all the time. They get that they perpetrate whatever it is, whatever chaos it is, they line their pockets, and then the blood sacrifice just go on, because so many innocent people that have been labeled racist, okay, have been hurt. Organizations like this and people on the left, they have fed on people's weaknesses, that they have gone out and hurt innocent people. Okay? Be it through rape, be it through murder, be it through attacks, whatever the case is, censorship, they have hurt and affected so many innocent people's lives. And for what? For what? I'm going to put some more thoughts into it. I got two more short clips I want to show you. Here we go.
Between 2014 and 2023, the DOJ says the SPLC secretly funneled more than $3 million, including $1 million to the neo-Nazi organization, the National Alliance, $300,000 to an informant with the National Socialist Movement and Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club, and $270,000 to someone with the online group that helped plan the Unite the Right rally in 2017. While infiltrating gangs and drug dealing groups is common practice for police and the FBI, legal experts say private organizations don't have the same rights.
When a private organization that's a charitable organization starts doing that, they're crossing a new line there that DOJ says, it became criminal.
The Southern Poverty Law Center says it has stopped the use of paid informants, but argues that what they learned helped local and federal law enforcement track down criminals and save lives. It's accusing the Trump administration of targeting them for political reasons.
Today, the federal government has been weaponized to dismantle the rights of our nation's most vulnerable people, and any organization like ours that tries to stand in the breach.
In October, FBI Director Kash Patel announced the FBI would be severing ties with the SPLC. And in December, House Republicans held a hearing calling the group, quote, partisan and profitable.
It is a political weapon masquerading as a public interest watchdog.
Many take issue with the SPLC's hate map, and for conservative groups like Turning Point USA and Moms for Liberty being labeled as extremists, as Democrats for months have warned what these actions could mean.
The Trump Justice Department seeks to redefine.
You know what I find incredible? That we've heard of Turning Point USA, we've heard of the moms and all that, and they'll go out, the left will go out and say that these are extremist groups, okay? But has anybody heard of the left or the Southern Poverty Law Center bring up all the other groups that they were supposedly paying informants? Have you ever heard of those names? Even that motorcycle club, has anybody heard of those names just floating around saying, oh, we've been investigating and we're arresting this one and we're arresting that one after all these years? No. No. But you know what you did hear, or you did see, like the Unite the Right group that was mentioned, I think, in 2017 or something like that. They went and supposedly just joined a few rallies, and right away they were labeled, and Trump and his supporters were labeled to be part of that. That we are the racists. We are part of that far right grouping. Even though President Trump says he has nothing to do with it, they were supposedly investigating them, but yet they basically let them go around and do what they want. Now, were they really paying informants to find out who in their group was bad, or were they paying them to say, you know what, this is what we want you to do. We want you to go to the rally, okay, because we know what kind of group you are. But we want you to embed yourself in those rallies or wherever and pretend that you guys are Trump supporters and part of the conservative group or whatever the case is. That's the way I see it. Because like I said, we already know that the left was always, and they're still going after Turning Point USA. They're still going after President Trump. They're still going after his supporters. But yet the whole time, They're over here making deals with the devil, basically. Spending all that money. And who exactly did they pinpoint and say, you know what? We deem this group, this white supremacist group or this racist group bad. Let's start arresting people. I haven't heard about it. I do hear about it when they go after Christian organizations. I hear about that. Again, when they go after Turning Point USA, all these rallies, I shouldn't call them rallies, all these protests from the left going on, disrupting things. But yet, you never seen them go after Antifa, have you? No. You've never seen them go after Black Lives Matter, have you? No. And they've caused a lot of damage. Tens of millions of dollars worth of damage. Innocent people being attacked, sent to the hospital, even killed. And yet they won't call out any of those groups. They'll keep calling out President Trump and his supporters. And even people on their side that don't align with what they're doing, they'll go and say, "Oh, you're nothing but a turncoat," and they vilify them, while the whole time screaming, there is an epidemic of white systemic racism going on in America. Yeah, because supposedly, I mean, from what I see, I don't know if anybody else seen it. Maybe I have, different vision, different eyesight. From what I see is just nothing but a bunch of white people going into Chicago and just killing off people in the black community. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. And it just makes you wonder, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? As a matter of fact, why are even these supposed white supremacist groups that are supposed to be for the white race, if all this is true, why are they engaging in this? Why would you even go after your own? The same thing goes with Black Lives Matter. Why don't you care and go rally? As a matter of fact, like the story that's coming out about the father that wound up killing his 7 children. He killed 8 children, but one of them wasn't his. It was, I think, another family member or friend's child. But he went and killed 8 kids. Shot the mother and somebody else, and then he had a standoff with the cops, and they wound up killing him. Where's the rally for them? Where's Black Lives Matter? All you people on the left, where is Black Lives Matter for that incident? Where are all you black people standing in front of the abortion clinics? All you pro-black people, where are you in front of the abortion clinics stopping these young black girls from getting abortions? Where are you proud, supposed white supremacists? Why aren't you standing in front of abortion clinics telling these young white girls don't get an abortion? And yet the left wants us to think that there is this white systemic racism and this race war going on in America, and yet it's leftist organizations, it's leftist politicians that are perpetrating all this.
Any kind of political dissent against him as domestic terrorism. That is a classic Orwellian and authoritarian tactic that anybody who loves freedom should reject.
In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzell.
Sorry about that. It was just a short clip. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It makes you wonder. It's like, and another question that I'm going to ask, in all honesty, has any taxpayer money gone to the Southern Poverty Law Center by any chance? Because if it has, I mean, this right here, I mean, that would just show you, you know what? It would just be one more thing of them showing you that they don't care. That all these leftists don't care. I mean, it's totally incredible. And now you have to listen. It's just mind-boggling. Now we're going to listen to what Chuck Schumer has to say about all this. And of course, you have to start asking the question again. Okay? Why are you backing them up? If this is not true, and you people on the left are not racist, if you people on the left, like I've said before, and I spoke to a friend of mine about this in depth many times, okay? Because everybody knows that the Democrat Party was started by the KKK. And I would tell them, I said, all they did was take off the robes, and all they did was basically make alliances with people of color. And he would always ask me, but, you know, what's the end result? Why? And it's the same as it was before, and it's the same now, and it's always going to be the same if this doesn't change. And that is basically for money and power. That's all it is. The Democrats are not about helping the black community the way they want, because if they did, they'd be against abortion. But they don't care how many black or brown babies die. Okay? And as far as all the other racist groups, the same thing. If you really cared, you'd be helping out your communities, not joining other factions, other groups of people, other races of people, trying to disrupt things. So the bottom line to it all is basically just money and power. That's it. Let's see what Chuck Schumer has to say. Here we go.
On the Southern Poverty Law Center, I just want to say a quick word about the deeply disturbing charges the Justice Department has brought against the Southern Poverty Law Center. These charges should send a chill down the spine of every American who cares about free expression and a rule of law in the Justice Department. It should send a chill down the spine of every American who cares about civil liberties and the fight against violence extremism.
Okay, I gotta stop real quick. Those first couple of sentences right there just shows you how full of shit this man is. Because if that was the case, under the Biden administration, they investigated so many Christian groups, and one of them being Turning Point USA. Where was the rule of law then? You was investigating them for no other reason than the fact of just to bring about chaos into the Christian community. Where were you on the rule of law then? Now that they're getting busted, now that the veil is being pulled back, he's got to go on the floor of Congress. First of all, if this is a private organization, okay, why are you bringing this to the House floor? And like I said a little while ago, it's because I would not be surprised if there are some politicians or many politicians involved in this. That's why.
Let's be clear what this case is all about, is really about. It has nothing to do with alleged wire fraud or with the Southern Poverty Law Center somehow working in coordination with the KKK. That's ridiculous on its face. It doesn't pass the laugh test.
Well, guess what, Chuck? Everything keeps coming out to the open.
About Donald Trump turning the Department of Justice into the Department of Vengeance, his own attack dog. He's done it time and time and time again, and when you think it can't get worse, it does. To attack the Southern Poverty Law Center of collaboration and accuse it of collaboration with their known enemy, the KKK. Weaponizing the DOJ to indict civil rights groups is not law and order. It's a message. If you defend voting rights, if you fight white supremacy, you're next. Donald Trump will use the federal government to go after any group that dares to speak out against them.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to bring up one thing when what he's talking about. Like I said, going back to that candlelight vigil that they had, when President Trump made the comment about that there was fine people on both sides, something that the left wind up editing over and over and over again, making people believe that he was only talking about the white supremacists that were there. If you knew there was white supremacists there, and if you was investigating them, then why didn't you back up President Trump's play? No, you let it play out, and you fed fuel to the fire by saying that he was in favor of white supremacist members being at that rally. You see, had they fought against it and said, no, we don't believe that, then you can honestly say, well, you know what? If they were investigating them, then they're basically trying to not let that investigation come out in the open, so they would have to back up the president and say, no, he did not know, because they're trying to cover their internal investigations on their side. But they didn't. What they did, they went along with it, okay, saying that President Trump was in favor of those so-called white supremacists being at that rally, while the whole time they're paying money into all these groups. And then they're going to say it was because we were paying them to investigate to get bad actors. But wait a minute. If the whole group is bad, which bad actors in the group are you trying to get? Or were you just paying all these groups to be disruptive? See what I'm saying, people?
This is amazing. In 1983, the Ku Klux Klan tried to burn down the Southern Poverty Law Center for daring to expose its hatred. More than 4 decades later, the Trump administration is trying to do the same thing in the courtroom. It's an absolute disgrace. How far this administration goes down turning what America's all about inside out.
Yeah. Okay. And by the way, Chuck, you got a pretty weak slap there for your hand, but that's neither here nor there. Pushing a pencil all your life. Or I should say counting money all your life. You know, I mean, it's incredible, people. It's truly incredible. All this is coming to light, and he has to go to the House floor and make this speech. But I'm going to stand by what I believe. And I believe that, you know what, this had nothing to do with investigating who were the bad actors. Because if they're deeming all the groups bad, then that means that every single one involved is a bad actor. Okay? And how many times have we heard on the news of any of members or any of these groups being basically swept up, put in front of judges, and basically put in prison? You hardly ever hear of anything like that. And this is going on for years. So you have to ask that question, like, well, wait a minute. If you're getting all this money, you're paying all these informants, you're deeming these groups bad, but you're going after Christian groups, you're going after Turning Point USA, you're deeming them to be hate groups, then what exactly were you doing with all these other groups? And this whole thing about, that the Southern Poverty Law Center got nearly blown up by the KKK, whatever the case is, like I said before. Okay, and a lot of people say it on both sides, even people that have been staunch liberals and Democrats that have seen the light and decided to open up their eyes. They came out and said it. The KKK basically started the Democrat Party, or vice versa. Okay? Do you actually think that when it comes to like keeping your agenda going, that alliances will not be made? Of course they're going to be made. And if you look at the Democrats, if you look at their record, have they truly stopped any of these supposed white racist groups? Have they made any of their communities better? Have they built up Detroit? Have they built up LA? Have they built up New York? No. They just keep tearing it down. They let crime run rampant. They favor illegal immigrants. They keep pointing the finger at everybody else, and it's like, you people are not in the business of helping. You people are in the business of making alliances with other people that want to destroy things. Okay? And the bottom line is, in my opinion, it's just for money and power. That's it. Nothing to help out the white community, nothing to help out the black community. Nothing to put a stop to racism. None of that. It's just, let's pit everybody against each other, and we'll sit back in our own little ivory towers, collect all the money while we watch the peasants fight and kill each other and the cities burn. And then we'll blame it on racism. Right. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Hope you like the content. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video, share the channel. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. So remember, people, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the women and the children, pray for this country, pray for your enemies, pray for President Trump, and don't forget to pray for all the missing children that they brought across the border. Peace.